Alright, welcome back guys. Jumping right in here, we are back with part 3 of the Act 1 playthrough. Just doing some commentary over Al Kaiser Senpai's playthrough of Act 1 with the warrior class. Seeing what new information we can learn and gather about the game. Just a lot of interesting little things that I've been picking up on watching sort of this full playthrough. Oh, he got pretty lucky there that he didn't die. So, basic monsters, at least in this point of the game, do feel threatening. You need to pay attention to some of their wind-up attacks. Like, some of these guys have very hard-hitting wind-up attacks. The boss fights, oh, that was like a rare mob. This guy's just going like pure DPS. Like, he hasn't taken any no like stats as far as I can tell, no health.
No matter what
Oh
type
man,
of severe asthma
video
you have,
right off, or
Spire can
commercial
help you
right
have
off the
fewer
bat.
attacks.
Sorry guys. So it looks like the way I'm reading these that they're giving you strength on these support gems, like you're getting base stats. That is definitely an interesting change. It doesn't look like maybe there's not quality on gems anymore. At least it didn't mention anything about quality, like adds whatever based off quality. Oh, so that guy's actually got like a sunder like ranged attack. I thought it was just a slam, you know, hard hitting attack right directly in front of the mob. So I like these rosy, like thorn looking roots that are kind of like briar thorn all over the place. We've got some sort of like it's infested even the monsters in the area. Like those apes had them sticking out of them. Oh man, Roas. I freaking hate Roas. These ones look a little different though. Like these look more like almost like a velociraptor type like bird. Come on, dude. Kill the monster there, man, and then look at your look at your menu. The monkey even looks like he's got like a helmet on. A bramble hulk. Is he made out of vines, or is it a creature? Or like a living animal. Yeah, these it doesn't look like the row is actually just like straight charge you and one-shot you off screen anymore. It just looks like they're very quick. I mean, they do kind of like charge, but I can't tell if the charge does damage. Oh yeah, it does do damage. It does seem to be a little bit more avoidable. Oh yep, he's got his like barrel-chested chest feet. Oh man, he's got like a leap slam. Is this dude like a rare monster, or is he's like enraged or something? Or maybe that was the shout. Uh-oh, he is out of, oh, yep. I was gonna say he's out of health potions. I think he's gonna die. I really think he needs to put some points into like defensive stats. This ain't PoE1, dog. Like, it seems like your defensive stats actually kind of matter a little bit early on in the game. Especially as just like straight melee. Like, he's not having a good time right now. He's chugging potions and then running out of potions. I wonder if you don't refill potions anymore from killing monsters. I need to pay attention to that, because I feel like he is not. And maybe that's a design philosophy change that they've had to kind of encourage you to go back to... Oh, nope, he did just regenerate some flask charges there. I'm curious if it's So he's got a level 4 gem here now. So we may get to see some different skills here. So, oh, okay. So I think the chromatic must affect the support sockets on the actual gem itself. That is a very good change in my opinion. It's like you can change your gear without worrying about breaking your skill setup. Especially early on in the game, that was like, you almost never upgraded your gear because... Oh. Change the color of a socket on a skill gem. Okay, we confirmed what the chromatic orb does now. But yeah, that was one thing that very much prevented you from changing gear in PoE 1 early on, because even just getting like a 3 or a 4 link could be challenging at the start of a fresh league in the first couple acts, like if you're trying to hurry through. Sunder here looks pretty sick. I like the wind up. That's pretty awesome. Boom.
I'm not ready.
Boom. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Oh, but getting stunned kind of ruins your day. With that wind up, oh man, he's totally out of potions. It seems like the potions do, if they do refill from white mobs, one thing I need to pay attention to is like if they only refill from like yellow mobs, the amount of charges that they do refill seems to be significantly diminished, because he is constantly having to go to town to refill them, or just completely running out and not having any way to like survive, which I mean, I think it's gonna really break up the pacing. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, this is a problem on this class. I can tell if you're getting interrupted. Yep, like, yeah, you're gonna have to, like, that's gonna be something that you have to, like, build around. And I don't know if there's gonna be, crap, what's the passive? The, big node that makes you immune to stuns. Unwavering stance, something like that. Like, it's to be seen if that's in the game. But even this early on, like, you're not gonna really have a good way to get it. So, like, he's having a hard time just using his main attack because of all these stun interrupts. So that's definitely something that's going to have to be accounted for, either by getting like a higher HP pool, or, you know, slash higher armor, or like increased like stun defense. Excuse me. One thing I'm curious about is, like, are these skills only usable with two-handed weapons? I didn't really pay attention to the tooltip. Because I'm curious if you could use this along with a shield and just, you know, take the lower DPS. I mean, if he can get the slam off it, it does kind of like one-shot everything, but if he gets, it's almost dangerous for him to be in melee range now, because one or two like interrupts and he's gonna lose like half his health and be surrounded by mobs. Alright, here we've got a Waypoint. I really like the way it looks. It stands out. It reminds me a lot of Diablo 2. Is this ability not costing mana? Or did he get some kind of like... It must not cost very much compared to the previous abilities.
Amazon fall favorites are here.
Travel to the village road and search for the manor are the two quests that he is on. It looks like that thing next to him maybe tells you what act it's in, so we're in Act 1. Got a checkpoint here. Typically that means there's like a boss fight. Seems like most zones have a boss. And once again, you know, completely unique looking boss. I mean, I'm totally okay. Oh yeah, got a nice stun on him. Seems like this really fills up the stun gauge quickly. Oh yeah, like almost full stun off that one hit there. It is it does seem kind of tricky to actually... Oh, where'd the boss go? Did he, like, glitch out and run away, or... Oh, he's, like, trying to escape or something. Oh, he's, like, getting buff now. He's getting enraged. Oh, now you're trapped. Oh, no. Ooh. At first I thought this was just like a, you know, very generic boss that was just gonna like do some swipe attacks, but this is actually turned into kind of like a cage fight with an enraged enraged boss that's got a lot of like mobility. Very interesting development that I was not anticipating. Oh, you're dead. Alright. So, kind of an interesting boss fight. Let's see what happened. Alright, we're gonna... Not sure what all the, Okay. So, going back into the boss fight now. A little bit wiser. But also, I don't really think you can, like, play around. I don't think you can really play around that. Oh yeah, he really hasn't been using the roll. I think he kind of forgot about it because he's so used to it, like, not existing in PoE 1. The Crowbell. Oh yeah, now he's mad. Got a good stun. Oh, you need to roll, dude. Roll! Combat roll. There you go. There we go. So this is definitely much more reflex based, I think. Reaction time important in a boss fight versus just having, you know, a high amount of HP. So I really think that is... Uh-oh. Oh, all right, all right. Now I know why it's called the Crowbell. Where's he going? Uh-oh. Now you gotta deal with, like, other monsters. Oh, that's what that little area was. I thought it looked like, sort of like a boss fight zone. But then there was nothing there, so... Alright, I bet that rock... Yep, the rock's falling down. Oh, man. Yeah, it seems like you are more gonna be having to react to, like, the telegraphed attacks and dodge versus just having the stats to avoid it. Book of Specialization. Grants 2 weapon set passive skill points. What does that mean? Two weapon set passive skill points. So I think he's starting to realize here that he's got to kind of mix up his, like, he just can't spam Sunder when he gets surrounded. Like, he's got to use this, like, this 2-hit slam when stuff is in melee range. That's really good game design. Like, it's pretty risky to use Sunder when he is surrounded because of the, you know, potential of getting interrupted on the windup. But it looks like that other skill goes off instantly, and it kind of seems like it's uninterruptible. It also seems like he is not having the mana chugging issues, mana potion chugging issues he was having previously. Nice. I still think he needs, like, some more defense, though. Like, he's just getting wrecked, like, by white mobs. Oh, I guess that's a yellow mob. Kind of hard to tell the difference between the yellow mobs and the white mobs. I like how you can kind of direct that second slam. Whoa, game just like jumped there. So yeah, you can like do that first slam and kind of angle where the second slam, like aim it a little bit. I mean, there is like a slower turn radius on it. See, he is out of potions once again. The poison seems to... Oh, he's dead. The poison seems to be pretty dangerous, just with how limited you are in your health potion option. I want to see what those 2 weapon set specialization points were. I don't know if he's already spent them, like, off camera, but that definitely has me kind of intrigued. The monsters just seem to be a lot more dangerous than PoE 1. Like, he's kind of out here, like, fighting for his life. Oh, so he can cut gems from a different class. But, wait. Why is it all the, like, basic classes? Here, let me go back. Like, those are all the PoE 1 classes. I just want to see what it was that he was opening up here. Okay, so he's in... These are support gems. Okay. So these support gems seem to be tied to the original 6 classes from PoE 1. Whether that will be in the final version of the game, it also seems like some of these other classes have not got fully fleshed out support gems yet. So it seems like you can get some additional stats, like, just from your gems. I wonder if that means stat requirements on gear will be higher, or if it's just going to help kind of, like, alleviate some of the need for stats. Kind of interesting that he did bleed, chance to bleed for Sunder. Oh, so he's okay. So he's trying to use the chromatic orb because he forgot that he needs a green slot. This item's currently equipped. Okay, so there's your slots up at the top right. So he got 2 green slots now. So he's got the chance to bleed. What does the arrow mean? Select. Oh. So your stat nodes, you actually get to choose the attribute that you want. Very interesting. But it was only 5 attributes, which I guess if you're also getting a bunch of attributes from your support gems, that kind of makes sense. I just wonder what the stats will look like at, you know, on a high, you know, in-game level character compared to PoE 1. Like, are we going to be in the ballpark for amount of stats, or is it going to be significantly more? I can't imagine it would be less, with getting, you know, at least 15 stat per support gem. But that is going to make your support gems and your stat choices, you know, like, that's something you're gonna have to plan out, I believe, you know, I would imagine. Okay, so now we're in like a town once again. Oh man, oh, we got some like shotgun wielding crossbowmen dudes. He definitely needs some like defense, because I think he's built like glass cannon as melee, and he's really having a hard time. So to me, that's a good thing. I think some people might not like that, but to me it's more of a throwback to like Diablo 1, Diablo 2. If you were a melee character, like, yeah, you might not do as much damage and have the same amount of clear speed as a sorceress, but you were significantly more tanky, and then when you grouped up with, you know, each other, like, your builds kind of complemented one another. So, you know, you'd have, you know, your synergies there, versus just everyone being like super tanky and super DPS like PoE 1, which, don't get me wrong, I love PoE 1, but Diablo 1, Diablo 2 are just my all-time favorites in terms of ARPGs, pacing, play, you know, gameplay, itemization, and PoE 1, I think, kind of what it started out at versus what it is now, just being like zoom zoom, one shot everything, or your build is trash. I just am not a big fan of that type of gameplay in an ARPG. So this has got me like even more excited for PoE 2 than I was previously. So looking fantastic. But yeah, I mean, to me, melee is like high risk, high reward. like the base damage should be high on your abilities. You shouldn't have to like pump a ton of points into damage, but you should have to like figure out the survivability piece. Alright, so now we've got Herald of Ash. Is it the same? Is it gonna reserve? Does it reserve mana? Alright, let me read that tooltip. Okay, Herald of Ash. Oh, you have a separate bar for your reservation. So you have Spirit. So 100 Spirit. Buff providing attack fire damage based on your damage. While you have this buff, enemies you sufficiently overkill with attacks cause an explosion that ignites nearby enemies. So base explosion, ignite damage is 27% of overkill. Ignite surrounding enemies if overkill damage is at least 20% of max life. Buff causes attacks to gain. So it's basically the same, but we have a separate spirit bar here. So I'm assuming all of your auras are going to utilize this spirit bar instead of your mana. That is a huge change. I am all about that change. So now all classes can kind of like equally, you know, it's like your buff mana bar versus just your base, like your mana. So that is a huge difference between PoE 1 and PoE 2. With, you know, a lot of implications for, you know, in-game builds, because in PoE 1 you could, if you had a large enough mana pool, and you took different nodes to like reduce your percent reservation, you could squeeze out a lot of different auras and still have like a usable mana pool. But like if you've got several thousand mana and your usable mana pool is like 200, it just didn't quite feel good to me, because like having a high mana pool, don't go into the long grass. It's like Lost World Jurassic Park here. It's kind of hard to see the enemies coming at you, but they have the grass like moving from them, so that's actually very interesting. So it looks like he's got like a fire spear on his back. I'm not sure if that's just like, does the spear have fire damage? Did he turn off? I think he turned off his... Oh man. Yeah, he definitely turned it off, I believe.
No challenge. Tempered by flame.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he turned off Herald of Ash. I wonder if he meant to do that. Always attack without moving. Okay, so you've got different options you can select from on your abilities here. That is very interesting. I'm curious what it means, always attack without moving. So yeah, you get to pick your stats here. Seems like he's building a lot more into Dex for whatever reason.
Flame of the forge.
All right, and we're hitting that 30-minute mark here, so we will go ahead and I think this is a good stopping point for this part. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And remember to give them the D.